I've spoke about how it's just taken off of what Michael Brooks said on his show. People will come to our side. He did this interview on Navarro Media a couple weeks ago. He was talking about how people will come to our side because the reality will become so horrific. I think he's right. I agreed then, I agree now. And basically because everything that you see with coronavirus goes back to a public healthcare system that's not functioning properly. And that's because the rich basically told everybody else, fuck you. It's amazing that conservatives defend billionaires and just want to say, well, we're being selfish. We're jealous of the rich, but the rich don't even pretend to care. Like 100 years ago, like when I think you had rich people that kind of would do things here and there. That's one thing. But I mean, what I see out here now, they just don't care. Period. They make no pretense about caring about the working class, about even pretending that you can make it up. And I was reading on Truckers Report of the forum there, and people were talking about how this should show people we need a more equitable society, one that's more balanced. And people were like, "You mean socialism?" And I'm like, "Wow, that's all they can do. Is anything you come up with, wrap it all up in socialism, or they'll call you a Marxist, or it's just it's like 20 years, it's like 50 years ago they'd call you a nigger lover. It's the same thing. It's like they don't have a response other than to call you some political term that in their world is an insult. And I was just reading some of it, and I told you I read these conservative forums because I want to figure out, do people get it? Like, do conservatives get it? Conservatives realize that the system is falling down. Like, are y'all ready to come into the brotherhood with the rest of society, or are you gonna lay down in your bed of nationalism and just pull the covers up over your head? That bill's coming due. You're either gonna I stay on the subject. Um, I thought about how whenever people talk about socialism, they always go back to Venezuela and countries like that, and they're like, well, the left they're socialists, but the leftists they're socialists and communists. But look at what socialism done to Venezuela, while ignoring what America has done to those countries, and while ignoring the reality of it's like Somalia. They look at Black Hawk Down and stuff, but if you know Somalia's history, you know that they were caught in the middle of the Cold War between Russia and America. There's a lot of infighting. America and Russia had a hand in it winding up the way it is today. I understand white supremacy is not interested in. White supremacy is interested in just saying that capitalism is perfect, individualized society is perfect. Anybody that's not white is inferior. Anybody that's not anybody that's not street white male and Christian is inferior. I mean, I get it. There was a guy on Circle Report that actually said that any woman other than a Celtic woman is inferior. I'm just like, wow, like this is a white supremacist forum. Like really, yeah. Don't go on here thinking you're gonna talk to people in a rational, reasonable way. Like I've seen that with Survivalist Board, Truckers Report, that these forums are always conservative, but I've seen that white supremacy become more hardened and more sharp over since Trump's been in office. It wasn't quite. Maybe some people would say it's because now everything's political. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I just say that everything is way more sharp and edgy, and like that. Look, um, I thought about this stuff. The rich corporations, these rich CEOs donating ventilators and stuff to New York, that when they were down, and how we need to be thankful for that. So Trump was saying, "Be thankful," and Cuomo was saying, "Look, we need to know how many we're getting so we can make decisions off of that." And I realized, like, America's like one big goddamn charity case. I mean, if I got a bill to pay and you say you're gonna give me the money, I appreciate you, but I need to know if you're gonna give me the money or not, and when, so I'm not sitting around here looking stupid. You understand? I need to know when or about the time you're gonna do it. Otherwise, it's just charity. You can't pay bills on charity, dude. You can't run a car on charity. You run a car on, you know what I mean? I think that conservatives, like I said, they do that. So I say, I notice a lot of them will compare America to third world countries. A little sleepy. What conservatives will do is they'll say, "Oh well, see, America is better than this country or that country. Like, you guys like gay people, but you defend Soleimani, like when he got murdered." And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter. That's the mindset of a nationalist. Like, I don't care where he's from. You committed a war crime by murdering him in his official capacity as a government official of Iran. You weren't at war with Iran, and he was not committing a war action against the United States. You had no right to murder that man in his motorcade. That was a war crime. You know, uh, it's just amazing to me that America. That's how you know America's on that way down. The empire's collapsing. That's how you know that. That's how you know that America's on the way down. It's all about, like, clinging to power as they lose power, as they wind up, over in the corner there in the shadows, marginalized, you know, marginalized and really losing their position of leadership on the world stage. That's why I want to go with that. It's amazing. Like they'll say that, well, you guys, you support gay people, but then you turn around and support this man where his country those gay people off buildings. It's like, man, you guys are really desperate to try to defend these war crimes. Like, you're really desperate to attack Iran. You're really desperate to attack these countries. Like, it means something. I have no love for Libya. I have no love for Gaddafi. I don't love for him. I respected what he was doing and what his plan was. And I think it was wrong what Obama did. The policies were unjust. And I don't agree with that. It wasn't about my love for Gaddafi. See, that's a nationalist mind right there. That's what that is. But it's amazing me when you do that, when you proceed on that path that they do of, well, we don't throw gay people off buildings. No, I know you have policies set up where they can lose their jobs for being gay. That's what you do. You don't provide protection for those people, right? That's what you do. You have some, and I think that's sad. I was watching this thing about these guys that they were homosexuals and they had adopted children, and they were like, they don't go to the gay pride parades, which I don't either. And they were telling them, they were like, we teach our kids to have less government and all that. And I'm like, but you have states where they still have gay panic on the books. if you're not familiar, gay panic means if you're out there with a guy that's a homophobe, he can murder you. And he can say, I was afraid for my life. I was afraid he's going to try to touch me or something. So because of that, I murdered him. He tried to come on to me, I murdered him. And that's a defense from getting murdered. You have states where if you come out, your boss can fire you for being gay, and you have no protections. There's actually a girl I used to look at. She's affiliated with InfoWars and something Bennett, Kristen Bennett, the gun girl. And she went to a gay rally, and she was like, I don't see what the big deal is. What are you know, what's the big deal? I don't get it. You know, you're, what do they want? You know, they're already getting the advertising. And one lady was like, yeah, that's just money. That doesn't mean anything. And she went to these guys, and she was like, oh, well, you know, they already got all these rights. What are they mad about? And she's like, you got the right to this. You got the, basically saying that you should be thankful that we don't just go out and kill gay people anymore. That's basically what she's saying is, you're lucky we don't just kill you guys anymore. The fact that we don't just go out and murder gay people and black people and stuff like that, you should be grateful enough for that to just shut your mouth and don't say nothing. Dude was like, no, I can lose my job for being gay. And she just, oh, no, I meant the First Amendment. Yeah, that's what you meant. Kristen Bennett, she's a really sneaky bitch. You could do a video on it. She's a really sneaky, snarky bitch that's trying to play stuff up like white people do and take like 1% of an issue and blow it up. Like basically it'd be like me taking the dirtiest thing a janitor has to do every day, something that he spends like 5 minutes of his shift doing, and me like, well, that's horrible. He only does like 1%, and probably some days he doesn't have to do that at all. That's what white folks do. They dramatize and they blow things up. But it's just like it took me a while to learn that. Like that's, you know what I mean. Like I realized it's not that they don't understand you. That's their rhetoric. They do dramatize, put 100 on 10, as they say. I just really believe that what I said earlier about them comparing America to third world countries, to countries that would themselves admit that there's parts of their country that has real issues, that saying that, well, America's better than that, it shows a decline because we're not leading the pack anymore. And I'm not sure Trump supporters think about that. Like lately, I've been trying to think about Trump so much, and that's working. Like I don't really think about him. I think about the world beyond Trump and the world beyond coronavirus, or at least the world beyond Trump, because I don't think coronavirus is going away anytime soon. It may be something we have to deal with for a very long time. It may be like the new flu. That may be the reality here. That, hey, like I told somebody today, there's no cure for cold. There was never a cure for SARS. There's never a cure for Ebola. You understand what I'm saying? So there may not be a cure for this. We have to be aware of that fact. Peace out.